There are motorcycles that define eras, and then there are motorcycles that create their own subculture entirely. And if there's one name Harley Davidson riders still talk about with unmatched passion, it's the Dyna lineage: raw, aggressive, stripped-down machines built for riders who wanted attitude first and refinement second. But today, we're stepping into a vision that feels almost inevitable: the possible return of that spirit through a new chapter, the 2026 Harley Davidson D Base. Not a simple reboot, but a modern reinterpretation of the platform that raised an entire generation of riders who lived for torque, style, and street authority. To understand why this bike matters so much, you need to remember what the Dyna symbolized. It wasn't just another Harley. It was the rebel. The street fighter. The bike that blended the old-school cruiser DNA with the sharper, more responsive feel riders wanted for real-world, everyday riding. It gave Harley something no other lineup could match: a perfect balance of performance and personality. The rubber-mounted engine, the exposed shocks, the leaner frame, the classic tank shape, together they created a motorcycle that felt alive under you. It didn't just ride, it responded, moved, and vibrated with a character riders still miss. Now imagine Harley bringing that feeling back in 2026, but built on the engineering foundation of today's technology. That's where the D Base takes shape, not as a nostalgia project, but as a fresh interpretation of what a pure, street-focused American V-twin should be. Picture a lighter, more rigid chassis designed to keep that iconic Dyna stance: low, tough, compact, but strengthened to handle modern performance standards. The visual identity would return instantly: twin exposed rear shocks, a slightly stretched tank, a narrow midsection, and a front stance that feels ready to strike. And then comes the heart of the machine, the engine. A modern Milwaukee 8 powertrain tuned specifically for the D Base's purpose. Harley wouldn't go extreme here. Instead, they would deliver a torque-first setup that hits hard off the line. A 117 or 121 cubic inch version, liquid-cooled or precision air-cooled depending on the final design philosophy, delivering around 105 to 115 horsepower and torque numbers well over 125 lb-ft. But what would truly matter is the delivery, that instant punch the Dyna crowd always loved. Strong, direct, unapologetic. Styling would evolve without losing the core identity. The 2026 D Base would wear LED lighting, a clean digital cluster, and seamless integration of wiring without losing the raw, mechanical look people expect from this platform. Blacked-out finishes would dominate. Minimal chrome. A shorter rear fender, a more aggressive wheel design, and a handlebar stance that keeps the rider slightly forward, ready for urban riding. This isn't a touring machine. It's not a soft cruiser. It's something meant to be ridden hard, leaned into corners, and pushed through the kind of streets where a Dyna was always at home. And that's what makes the idea of the 2026 D Base so powerful. Harley doesn't just revive a motorcycle. They revive a cultural moment. If Harley does bring the D Base into the modern era, the real magic will come from how they merge that iconic Dyna aggression with today's rider expectations. Because the truth is simple: riders want character, but they also want capability. They want something that hits like the old machines but handles with the confidence of a modern chassis. And that's exactly where the 2026 D Base would step ahead of everything else in this category. The suspension alone would be a major shift. Twin exposed rear shocks would stay for tradition, but now upgraded to fully adjustable, gas-charged units, giving the bike sharper control without losing the raw feel. Up front, inverted forks would tighten the handling and give the bike a planted, confidence-inspiring front end. This combination would transform the D Base from a classic street bruiser into a genuinely capable performance cruiser. Braking would also take a leap forward. Dual front discs with modern radial-mounted calipers, likely Brembo or a Harley performance-tuned alternative, would finally give riders the stopping power Dyna riders always wished for. Add lean-sensitive ABS and traction control, and you get a machine that doesn't just look aggressive but rides like it means it. But here's the interesting part. Harley would tune these electronics to step back, not dominate. This bike wouldn't babysit the rider. It would support them only when necessary, keeping the raw, mechanical street presence completely intact. Technology would play its part, but subtly. A small TFT display, not oversized, would deliver the essentials: speed, gear position, ride modes, navigation support, without changing the bike's minimalist, stripped-down aesthetic. Bluetooth integration would be expected, but the interface would remain simple. Because the D Base is not a touring bike or a luxury machine. It is designed for the rider who wants the Harley sound, the Harley feel, and the Harley punch, without unnecessary layers of tech getting in the way. But beyond the engineering and the styling, the true impact of the 2026 D Base lies in what it represents. A bike like this doesn't only target traditional Harley riders. It calls out to a completely new generation, riders who want something aggressive, fast, loud, and unapologetically mechanical. Riders who may have never owned an old Dyna but have watched them dominate the streets, explode in pop culture, and rise to icon status across the custom world. The D Base would tap into that exact energy and bring it into a brand new era. Imagine the custom scene that would explode around it. Mid-controls, club-style bar setups, high-performance exhausts, upgraded suspension kits, lightweight wheel options. The D Base would instantly become a blank canvas for personalization, just like the original Dyna family. Builders, influencers, custom shops, everyone would jump on it. Harley knows this culture well. They know that a bike becomes legendary when riders feel like it's theirs to shape. And that's why this revival makes so much sense. In the end, the 2026 Harley Davidson D Base isn't just about power or design. It's about spirit. That unmistakable feeling of a motorcycle that demands to be ridden, not displayed. The kind of bike that sounds alive when you fire it up. The kind of riding experience that pushes your adrenaline before you even twist the throttle. And that balance, between heritage and evolution, between rawness and refinement, is exactly what makes this vision so compelling. If Harley brings back the Dyna soul in a modern form, the D Base wouldn't just be another model. It would be the start of a new era, redefining what an American street cruiser can be and reminding the motorcycle world why the Dyna legacy was never just a trend. It was a movement.